For Chris Hipkins.
Thank you very much, Mr Chair, and I'm happy to take a brief call on this bill, slightly sooner than I had anticipated, but I'm very happy to speak on the matter. I want to just pick up on a comment, before I get into the specific provisions of the bill, I want to pick up on a comment that the member who just resumed his seat made, which is he argued that the government account for 1% of new home construction or new home builds in New Zealand, around 1%. But the point that I would make to him is housing in New Zealand has been at its most affordable when the government has been an active partner in the house construction business. And in fact, in my electorate, there are literally thousands of houses that were built as state houses that are now privately owned. And those people were able to buy those houses because the government was a partner in that process and was actively engaged in making sure there was sufficient supply to meet the demand. So there is real merit in a more active stance from the government. So this bill in particular allows Kiwisaver members to withdraw the tax credit component of their Kiwisaver savings in order to purchase a first home. Previously, they were only ever able to withdraw their own contributions and their employer contributions. This now allows them to withdraw their Crown contributions or the government tax credit contributions as well, so that they can get onto the property ladder in the form of a deposit contributed to from their Kiwisaver savings. Now, in principle, I can see the merit in that. I see that, and in fact, it was the Labour Party who introduced the Kiwisaver scheme, but I do have some anxiety. One of the reasons that we introduced Kiwisaver in the first place is New Zealand has a woefully bad track record when it comes to saving for our retirement. And where we reach the point where people are saving for their retirement and dipping into that prematurely just to get a foot on the property ladder, and in fact not just necessarily dipping into it, but potentially cleaning it all out, because this provision now means that you effectively could end up cleaning out your Kiwisaver account, your only retirement savings, in order just to get on the property ladder. Actually, we want to have a situation in New Zealand where Kiwis can do both, where Kiwis can be saving for their retirement, but also building up an asset in the form of their family home. And so while I agree in principle with what this particular change is designed to achieve, which is to give people who are really struggling to get on the property ladder at the moment the opportunity to do so, I've got some anxiety that it is not going to lead to a sustainable rate of savings when it comes to their retirement. I think, a lot of New Zealanders my age wouldn't even think that far ahead. They're not thinking that far ahead because there are just too many other financial hurdles to get across at the moment. Buying a first home is one, paying off their student loan is another, getting married is getting more and more expensive. That's not a particular burden that I've yet had to meet. But there's always hope. There's always hope. There's always hope. But I do believe that it's important that all New Zealanders start to think early on about their retirement savings. The final point that I want to make in this very brief contribution on this legislation is just a general kind of contribution around the nature of retrospective legislation and any provisions that have any kind of retrospectivity. There are really good reasons why we in this House don't do that, and I'd be very disappointed and am always very disappointed where any legislation has such provisions. So with that, Mr Chair, I thank you for the opportunity to contribute briefly to this debate. I really had that one point that I wanted to make because I think it is important. I've done it very well. Oh, look, and Mr Finlayson's getting very, very impatient over there. But it is really important that we save for our retirement. While I can understand the desire of people to get a step, their foot on the property ladder, they do need to be thinking longer term as well.